Season 4, Episode 8, Take 1. What is good, everybody? My name is Jake, and welcome back to the One Take series, where we get one chance to reflect on the day. No second chances, no third chances. One take. And one take only. Alright. Fuck. This day was a day for the history books. Okay. So. Damn. Alright. I might start making playlists, low-key, of, like, which episodes are filler. Which ones are, like, just like fun, silly ones, and then which ones are just like actual serious episodes, because this is like, all right, this, it was a crazy day. It was a crazy fucking day that I don't think I'm gonna forget anytime soon. I don't think I am. Basically, all right, so to start off, it started off like a normal day, right? I was just kind of getting out of bed. I went to my first class, right? And like kind of after that, I just kind of started doing some work, right? That wasn't like most of it wasn't really too crazy, okay? But it was one I swear, one event that basically turned this entire day from a normal day, from a normal ass filler day, into something that I will probably fucking remember for the rest of my life, dude. I will probably remember it. Okay, so basically, let's just start off with the basics, okay? Me personally, I lean Republican, okay? I am a Republican. I am willing to respect any political opinions you got. And even though I am a Christian, I'm willing to respect any religious opinions you have as well. Anything, like, I literally do not care. I do not care what you identify as. I mean, like I said, back when I first started doing One Take, unfortunately, you guys can see it from right now, but you're a human, welcome to Earth, okay? That's my slogan, honestly, at this point. So, pretty much, all right, what ended up happening is, for anyone who isn't caught up on news, I think it was yesterday or something, what ended up happening is that at, like, some sort of, what was it, the inauguration, that's what it was called. At the inauguration, Elon Musk spoke for a little bit, okay? And he, at the very end, according to the media, he did something that resembled, I don't even know if I can say it. I don't even know if I could say it. Let's just say something very inappropriate that, extreme. He did something extreme. Again, according to the media, he did something extremely inappropriate that would have basically led to him being right alongside a certain guy that I'm not going to name in World War II, okay? He did that, okay? He did the hand motion, supposedly, right? Supposedly, right? Uh, okay. This is like one of the few times where I am like actually an outlier of the media, okay? The entire fucking media, like 99% of them are all saying that he did the fucking salute, that he did all of this shit. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck happened to innocent until proven guilty? Okay? That is like the main thing that's going through my head. I'm like, I see a bunch of comments that are basically pretty much agreeing with him doing the motion, okay? And it's like it makes me mad, because it's like, okay, but in the clip, okay, in the context of it is that he says something that he's proud of America for doing, okay, and then he puts his hand on his chest, and then he reaches out into the crowd, okay, and then he does it again, right, okay. I don't really think that it was a salute, and especially because right afterwards he follows it up by saying, "My heart goes out to y'all." Okay? So, my ass, it was a salute my ass. Okay? It's not that fucking deep. I strongly disagree with the media. Okay? I'm not even trying to dick ride Elon Musk here. I'm not even trying to defend him, because like I'm not like your D1 Elon Musk laser, like, oh, Elon Musk can't do anything wrong. I'm not that kind of person. But I am the kind of person of, okay, let's at least hear him the fuck out and what his thought process was before we actually jump to conclusions on this shit. I don't get it, okay? I still don't get it. So, that was like something I was thinking about yesterday. But what made it specific for today was that I was scrolling through Threads, right? Which, for anybody who doesn't, I don't even know what the fuck was I doing on Threads, like, seriously. Okay, what basically It's like if Instagram and Twitter have a baby, okay? It's toxic as shit. But there was like this one post that I was talking about. It was like pretty much the only post that I saw that like was defending Elon, and it basically showed this one thing. There's just like this collage of Democrats who did a very like Democratic candidates and politicians that did a very similar motion to Elon Musk, and was pointing out that none of the Democrats batted an eye when they were doing that kind of motion, but all of a sudden Elon Musk does it, and now the fucking Democrats are doing it. Okay, listen, in my opinion, I have to agree with that. Okay, I'm sorry to y'all Democrats, but y'all kind of not y'all, not every single person. Okay, when I'm referring to a specific group of people, this is gonna be a thing. Okay, when I'm referring to a specific group of people, I'm not saying all. Okay, because all is a very strong word. All means 100% of that group who have ever lived, who is currently living, and will live in the future has done that. Okay, this is not applying to all Democrats. If this does not, a lot of you Democrats are actually really cool. Okay, but if this does not apply to you, then keep moving. This is not meant for you. Okay, but some of y'all Democrats, what y'all do is you have this one way of thinking. You have this one track mind. And then all that happens directly after is if somebody is on a different track than you or is thinking about something differently than you, then there's not everybody, but a good portion of y'all will do the thing where y'all start slandering the other person just because they're entitled to they're entitled to their own opinion. That's the point. Okay, I don't give a fuck what their fucking thought process was. If you have a right to free speech, then so does everybody else, regardless of who they are, regardless of their background. Everybody is entitled to a fucking opinion, okay? And there are a lot that it's the fucking irony, okay? That's what set me off. And this is what caused this entire fucking chain of reaction events that I'm going to talk about. Is that when fucking when Democrat parties do something that resembles it, none of them bat an eye. Not none of them, obviously, right? But then when Elon Musk does it, then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, electing Trump was the worst fucking thing possible. Can y'all chill the fuck out, okay? It's not that deep. Let's wait till the end of the term to see if Trump did a good job or not, okay? I mean, it's, last time it was already questionable. I'm not going to deny that, right? The last 8 years worth of presidency have been questionable in and of itself. Like, that's a whole different conversation. I'm not going to go on a side tangent. But let's wait and see the end of this term before we start jumping to conclusions about how good Trump's term was, okay? Let's wait, okay? And so that led me to make the note, and I'm going to paraphrase here, but it's something along the lines of this shit that y'all pull is exactly why I'm Republican. That's why I said. That's what I said. Because that's my political thought process, right? And again, you're entitled to your own. My personal context is basically the fact that there was a point in time, believe it or not, where I was directly in the middle. I was directly centered in between Democrat and Republican. But I saw so much insanity from the left side that it pushed me to the right. That is how I would describe my political journey. To take it to a different kind of perspective, let's talk about Taylor Swift, right? You hear about Swifties and not Swifties, okay? It's like the political equivalent of if you don't have an opinion, you start with no opinion on Taylor Swift. And then the Swifties are saying, oh my gosh, it's so good, it's so good. Fuck anybody who doesn't believe in Taylor Swift. Fuck anybody who doesn't like Taylor Swift. Okay, you take all that shit, and it nudges me a little to liking Taylor Swift a little bit less. It's not even having to do with Taylor Swift, just like it's not even having to do with the political party itself. It's just that some of the people in it are enough to piss me off and run the other direction. That's exactly how my political journey is, okay? And so that's the context of the note. This shit y'all pull is the reason why I'm Republican. And I will still stand by that statement. That hasn't changed, okay? The problem comes in when there's a bunch of people who kind of like, they're either liking my note, okay? I got like, for the majority, I got people who agreed with me, okay? Which I'm at least good in that department. I'm glad, right? Okay, but I had two other people telling me that, yeah, no, 100%. But like basically regarding the Elon situation, like it was not like people are blowing it way out of proportion. right? And then there was like another guy who kind of like asked about it. He was like basically real shit, and then what happened. And then after I kind of tried explaining, he didn't reply, so I kind of just got embarrassed and I unsent the messages because I mean, I kind of, well, because of what's about to happen next. I'll tell you that. What happened next was that Autumn replied. For anyone who doesn't know what Autumn is, Autumn was someone that I have feelings for. It's hard to drink water laying down. Autumn was someone I had feelings for. Okay, that was the thing. Okay, and she responded. We had a political regarding conversation on IG when it came to the election, the 2024 election. But I mean, this time around, she was basically saying, fuck me. She did, fuck me. What ended up happening was that she initially started off like kind of like what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, right? And the thing is that by the like when we were talking about the 2024 election, it seemed like she was directly in the center. I found out today that she definitely leaned left. I don't know how much left, but she definitely was more left than a little bit right. And even if maybe she is in the center, and maybe she just feels more strongly about this kind of thing, but the fact that she took offense to the statement probably means that she's a Democrat, right? And so what ends up happening was that I basically explained the situation and just the annoying double standard of just like, well, okay, but like, come on, man, right? And so what ends up happening is that she sends voice memos, okay? And then I start sending voice memos, and then we start going back and forth. We start going statement for statement, and she's not getting my point. I'm not getting her points. We're in one of those fucking deadlocks where there's two people arguing about politics and neither side is agreeing. And honestly, if I could sum up politics into one phrase, it would be two people arguing and trying to convince each other they're right, but neither of them are right. That is exactly how I would describe politics. Neither one is either like ever completely 100% right, okay? I had a famous quote. My parents, I believe it was my dad, but I know also my mom used it. There are three sides. Yeah, it was more my dad. There are three sides to every story. There's story one, there's story two, and there's the true story that lies directly in the middle. If you put a Democrat and a Republican in a room together, neither one is going to agree, but Democratic Party has some things that they're right about. Republican Party has some things that they're right about. Somewhere in there is the truth, but they're both going to try and convince each other to flip a certain way, and that shit ain't happening, dog. That shit ain't happening. And I especially found that out today. I fucked around and I found out. I fucked around on a bit. Okay, for anyone who doesn't know that, there's a directly proportional relationship to fucking around and finding out. Okay, it is a fucking graph. It is a linear graph. And the key is that the more you fuck around, the more you find out. Right? That's how it works. Okay? If you mess around, if you go to boundaries that you're not supposed to go down, you will find out that that is the wrong option very quickly. And that is exactly what happened to me today. I definitely found out that was not the right thing on the note, okay? And listen, okay? Ultimately, in the argument, she probably won. But I don't give a fuck, man. I hate being wrong. I hate being wrong. Okay, anyways. What ended up happening was that we were basically going back and forth. You know what? Okay, again, I feel like I was right in some aspects and she was right in some aspects. Again, I feel like it was just like, it was different ways, but it got annoying, and it progressively got more annoying because I had a very clear vision of what I wanted to demonstrate through argument, and she just was not getting it, okay? Tell me if I'm tripping or not. Tell me if I'm tripping or not when I say this, okay? My idea was to bring out the collage, and I know this is dangerous territory, but whatever, was to bring out that one collage that I saw from that video of all of the Democratic Party people doing the motion that looks like that motion, right? And so basically she was explaining how no, like, kind of like they're taking, like, well, they're taken out of context, but that she was also saying, like, even out of context, those don't really look like salutes, right? But I still hopped on saying, well, okay, but if they look like salutes, okay? If they look like salutes and somebody takes them out of context, If someone takes them out of context, then that's the problem with America and politics, is that people take things out of context. If somebody took one of those things out of context and then they implanted it in the media, oh my gosh, freaking Biden did the salute, Kamala did the salute, okay? That is a problem. That is a problem. Just like if Elon Musk does it and we don't know 100% if that was his intention, then that's a fucking problem because people are taking that shit out of context, okay? And that is what I was trying to demonstrate. It was like, well, that's like she's getting frustrated. She's getting visibly frustrated that I'm taking it out of context. That is my point, is that when you take things out of context, you don't get a good America. You don't get good politics, okay? And so I was trying to demonstrate that entire point, and I was also trying to demonstrate double standards and a bunch of different things, okay? But it was like, it was just annoying. It was so annoying going back and forth, and it took up so much of my fucking willpower. And I genuinely believe that it was a sign from God. I genuinely believe it. And I'll explain why in a little bit, okay? The main reason why was because this is pretty much the thing that took up pretty much, dare I say, the entire fucking day for me. Dare I say, the entire day. What ended up happening was that, and this is the part that pisses me off the most, because I genuinely have no one to blame but myself for this. What ends up happening is I was so confident that I had 3 classes today, right? I had one class, okay? The first class that I already went to. I had a discussion, okay? And then, like, I was confident that right afterwards that I would have one more class, right? I was confident. I was so confident in that. I was so busy fucking arguing that I didn't even realize that I already missed my fucking class by the time that I got there. The class started at one time. I accidentally got there 1 hour late because I was too busy arguing with her. And it was completely my fault because I didn't check. I didn't check the schedule. And it pisses me the fuck off because why the fuck would I even... I'm so dumb. I'm genuinely so dumb. Why the fuck did I not actually double check, triple check that shit? Because that is so fucking unengineering like, so undisciplined like, and so opposite of where I want to be. It pisses me the fuck off that I even did that. I don't know how. I don't have anyone to blame but myself. It is literally 100% my fault that I did this shit, and it pisses me off, dude, because it was... What pisses me off specifically about it, okay? I'll tell you what pisses me off, okay? So here's the full story, right? During these specific classes, these are the types of classes, because they're discussions, every time we have a quiz in those discussions, okay? We have quizzes in those discussions. And so... To tell the full, well, no, you know what? I'll finish that. Thankfully, 2 of them get dropped. Okay, thankfully, 2 quizzes are going to get dropped, so we're not completely fucked. Okay, that's at least good. Okay, but the problem is that, long story short, I just missed a quiz today. And now I'm forced to use one of my drops for something that easily could have been avoided if I just checked my fucking schedule properly. Easily could have been avoided. Easily. Here's the full story, okay? What ended up happening was that I was confident that my class started insert time here, when really it started 1 hour earlier, okay? And so what ends up happening was that I even wanted to go to like an office hours for one of my classes that was taking place at 2, and I decided not because I decided to take time out of my day to politically discuss with her, right? And so the thing is, I was just so confident, okay? Basically, it tells me to walk into a room. Let's just, for the sake of this video, I'm not trying to dox myself. Let's just call this room 100 and, what is it? 103. Let's just call it room 103, okay? So I walk into the class, right? And I'm just thinking this is, all right, like, you know what, fine. I just got to put this politics shit out of my head right now. Okay, I got to log in and I got to start focusing on just, like, this class, right? I need to focus on this class. The class starts up. The teacher goes, all right, so what great sports happened over the weekend? I'm like, huh? What? That's a weird thing to say. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Why is this guy, like, God, what, yo, did you guys hear what he just said? He's talking about sports? What the fuck? That's your intro state. Keep in mind, this is the first time that we're attending this class this semester. Okay, and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about, man? What is he talking about right now? And then he pulls up the website that we're using. He pulls up the website that we're using in order for all of our classes, regardless of what class you're taking. And I see a bunch of modules related to sports. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong fucking class. Okay, and it's fucking embarrassing because there's only one door, and if you want to get to that one door, you're gonna have to go through the professor, right? And thankfully, I mean, I was able to get up and walk in front of the whole fucking class and leave, but my dumbass, oh my fuck. So I was like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I just got the number wrong. Maybe it's not 103. Maybe it's just room 105, right? Simply put, maybe I just missed it by a number. Okay, I walk into the room, okay, and it is the exact same subject that I'm talking, that basically the class is about. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine. That we choked a little bit, but we still can't let this get the best of us. We still cannot, okay? So I sit down, I walk in, it's like a full fucking class. There are basically everything except for like 2 desks are taken. There are only 2 desks that are not taken. I sit down in one of them. And then like he's kind of lecturing, the guy is like lecturing up on the board and stuff like that. He's writing out equations and shit. And so I get out to my thing and I was just like, man, I really thought it was 103. Like, what the fuck? Like, was I just reading it wrong? Like, was I reading it wrong in like the website or something? And I check, it was 103, and it was the wrong fucking time. It was the wrong fucking time. I was in the wrong fucking discussion. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? We can still salvage this. Okay, this is not the end of the world. We can still, maybe, you know, it's still the same subject. Okay. And if there's a quiz at the end, then maybe we could still take the quiz and we could still be on our merry way. Maybe I could just like get off this one time, right? He hands out the quizzes, okay? And so I go up to him, I go up to the lecturer, and I know completely. Don't get me wrong. Do not get this twisted. I know throughout this entire string of events, like from like when the lecture started to or when I thought it started, honestly, when I thought it started up until the rest of the day, okay? I know it's 100% my fault. I know it's my fault, okay? You do not need to tell me that twice. I go up to him and I tell him, "Hey, really quickly, I kind of realized I missed like I'm in like kind of like the wrong section. And I pray like I'm in the wrong section. Like, do you mind if like I'm still like am I still able to take the quiz?" And he's like, "Yeah, go for it." I'm like, "Thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate it." And I'm just like, I'm so thankful because I mean, you know, I figured it was worth staying the 35 minutes just to see for the 15-minute quiz at the end. And so I was like, oh, thank goodness we still get to take it, right? And so I took the quiz, right? And I think I did really well on the quiz. I think I did really, really well. Too bad it might not fucking matter because the discussion, or at least the time that it was taking place in, and the section that I was in, it was not for the correct instructor. It was not for the correct instructor. I put down my section. I put down my section with the fucking letter. And the man said, "Hey, Jake, really quick, can you come over here for a second?" And I'm like, yeah. What do you need? And then he basically says, "I had curiosity, what professor do you have?" And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. Oh, fuck. Because I know if he's asking that fucking question, then I know I don't have the right professor. I know I don't have the same professor. And I know I'm not going to get lucky. So I said, "I think his name is this, or something." And then he gives this smile of like, and I'm like, fuck, you don't even need to tell me what that means. And then he follows it up with exactly what I thought he was going to say, which is, well, unfortunately, that isn't the same instructor. That's a completely different class from the one that we were taking. Even though it is the same subject, I just think it's like a different instructor, and therefore it counts as something else. I don't know if mine was just an intro class, and then the one that he was responsible for was like some sort of like follow up to the class. I don't really know. I don't know, but what I do know is that it's not the right instructor, and I know the instructor is not forgiving. I tried sending out an email, but I know it's not going to work because he was basically, I mean, to put it in perspective, this teacher was saying, I mean, I'm so thankful. I'm so freaking thankful that he's going to drop stuff. But what I will say is that one of the things that he mentioned was that if I'm only dropping 2 quizzes and that's it. Like if you're out for a medical emergency, like too bad, pretty much. And he said it in a lot nicer fashion, but I'm like, if he's not excusing a medical emergency, then he's surely not going to excuse my ass for being irresponsible. He's not going to excuse it. He's not. There's no universe where he excuses it. I'm so fucking cooked. I'm so fucking cooked. Okay, so then naturally, and then I had to go to what I would probably argue is going to be my second hardest, if not my hardest class of the semester right afterwards. Okay, and so throughout the day, like Fish and like Flip Flops, they're teasing me, and like because I'm not even like the first class that I was in. I mean, I was just like crashing out for no reason, I'll admit, but like based on the entire day, I was just like on the verge of a crash out, and so just naturally, I was just not in the right headspace. I did not have a good mood for like the rest of the day, right? And so during that class, it was very noticeable because pretty much throughout the entire class, I mean, I'm just glad that he prints the notes, the lecture guy or professor, he prints the notes and stuff, so at least I'm not like missing out on anything. Like and it was just like math review for today, which is really clutch because if it was actually new material, I will be cooked even further because the entire fucking period consisted of 3 things. It was a combination of 3 things. It was either me checking Autumn's messages. See, because eventually it came up to a point where I basically said, okay, even though I don't agree, I think God might have used. Oh fuck, I forgot to mention that. So I genuinely think that God used Autumn in my life in order to just show the message of stop paying attention to fucking politics. Stop. I genuinely I 100% believe that that's what God was telling me. I 100% fucking believe. Because not only is it going to ruin my possible chances of like something actually happening with this girl that I actually like kind of really like. Not only that, but it's also potentially going to change the entire trajectory of one of my fucking classes because I wasn't diligent enough and was too cocky and didn't fucking check. It could genuinely change the rest of my trajectory. And if that is a sign from God, if that is a wake-up call, I heard him loud and fucking clear. That alarm was blaring from like so many infinitely fucking miles away in another fucking dimension, and I heard that alarm. I heard that fucking alarm. It was the loudest fucking alarm that I have heard in the history of fucking alarms. And you know what? On that topic, it was louder than the one I had this morning. And that's saying a lot, okay? This is kind of a little bit of a funny, okay, just to add a little bit of lightheartedness to kind of like this somewhat aggressive, not somewhat, pretty aggressive episode. Basically what ended up happening was that there's this one, remember that one episode or that one song I was singing back in like, I think episode, what was it, 6? No, wait, was it yesterday? Wait, no, it wasn't yesterday. Yeah, episode 6. Remember that one song I was singing in episode 6? It's like, shout out Martin Luther King, the brother had a drink. Fuck do you mean? Okay, the artist's name is Miles, right? He's a meme rapper. My battery died. My fucking battery died. Oh my gosh. I'm actually about to crash out. Okay, no. No. It doesn't make me mad. It does not make me mad. Okay. Alright, we're back. Okay. So, what I was saying is that there was this one artist, that Miles artist. Okay? The point of that story was to, because like currently the reason why I'm bringing it up again, I should say, is because I made like kind of like my ringer one of his songs. It's called Indiana Jones. You know it's a funny song when even on a day like this it's still got me laughing, okay? In the morning, okay, hang on. It starts okay. The song, if I can quote it, most of it from memory, okay, it goes like something like this. Bitch, I'm in the field, brother, call me Indiana Jones. Feel like Soldier Boy today, so kiss me through the phone. And something like that, right? Okay, the thing is, the thing that makes it funny is his inflections of the voice when he goes like, Indiana Jones, right? He actually does that. He does that with his voice. It's crazy, okay? It makes me laugh consistently. The reason why, okay, is because yesterday, okay, just as a little funny thing, Fish Flip Flops and new character. Hang on. Wait, this is hype. What am I naming him? What am I naming him? I can't remember what I named it before. What did I name? I don't remember what I named it back in season 2. Um, and I know that this is probably going to be, um, um, hmm. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, I'm alternating between two names. I'm either gonna name him Bench, or I'm going to name him. Uh, you know what? Yeah. We'll go with that. We'll go with Bench, because he was part of the he was like part of the group that taught me how to bench weights. So basically, the thing is that Bench. Yeah. So it was Fish, Flip Flops, Bench, and me. We were all just kind of chilling in Fish's room. And so basically, what ends up happening is because Indiana Jones is my ringer, right? Fish wants me to blast it on the loudest volume possible. He wants me to blast it like right in Bench's ear when I'm basically doing it, right? And so he basically like he wanted me to set a timer for when we would go to the gym and stop kind of messing around. And so I put my ringtone all the way up, the sound all the way up, right? And so basically what ended up happening is that this morning, okay, you already know where this is going. But I'm going to tell the full story because it's funny anyways. Basically, what ends up happening is that so I'm having a dream, right? I'm having a dream where it's me and my cousins. We're playing like baseball of some kind. It was a weird version of baseball. It was indoor baseball, okay? I believe we most likely, I think we're playing on a 6-year-old baseball court. That's not the age of the baseball field. That's the age of the team that we were playing. And basically, it was weird because it's just unplugged again, man. Come on, it just unplugged. Are you for real right now? Okay. This is the I will say I'll take a pause for a little bit, because I just have to explain something. The only reason why this series will ever get cut at any point, there are like usually a couple of reasons, okay? One, either someone comes in and they start talking, right? And I don't want to dox them or their name or anything like that, okay? That or my phone dies, okay? Those are the two most common things that happen when a recording ends. That is going to be the only reason you would see videos chopped up like this. Otherwise, I mean, as the channel name suggests, it's all going to be one take. So basically, I got cut off when I wasn't even trying to, okay, whatever. Basically, I had a dream. It was me and my cousins against the 6-year-old baseball team, okay? And my sister was up to bat at home plate. And I don't know why, but the line for the home run or the wall for it was like it was like really close, right? But it was far enough away to where it would still be impressive to hit a home run. And so like I'm like talking like, oh, my sister's gonna get a home run easy. And then my cousin was like, I don't really know, like I don't know, it's kind of like a little bit manageable. I'm like, nah, she's got it, okay. And so it ends with her hitting the ball, and she hits a home run. She hits it hard, and I'm just cheering. I'm like, yeah! But then I hear my cousins louder. They're like, yeah! Right? That kind of thing, right? And so then all of a sudden, just in the middle of the dream, when I'm about to see her hit that, like, complete and run around the bases of that satisfying home run, I just hear, bitch, I'm in the field, brother, call me Indiana Jones! And I'm like, oh my, like, I'm laughing so fucking hard because I forgot that I turned my ringer up all the way, right? I'm laughing so hard. It was so funny, okay? So the reason why I brought that up was because I heard, like, back taking it back to the story, okay? My thing was that God's alarm clock for me was so fucking loud, and it was louder than that Indiana Jones one. And you gotta imagine, I mean, that Indiana Jones one, it felt like he was shouting in my ear. It felt like he was trying to corrupt my fucking eardrums. I mean, like, we're talking serious shit here. This man was somehow quieter than the man up above, than my fucking father. My father in heaven was so much fucking louder through this message. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane, okay? This is not a day that I'm gonna forget. This is a day that I want to carry the rest of my life with. I want to carry it, okay? And so, just to say all of that, okay? During my last class, okay, to bring it even further back, the three things that I were paying attention to during that, okay, it was one of three things. It was either the girl, it was either Autumn, to see if she responded at all. And she was so nice throughout the whole conversation. She was so patient with me. She kept calling me sir and addressing me as sir. And so, like, I started addressing her as, like, ma'am and stuff, because, like, I mean, she was keeping it, like, so proper. I just complete respect to her. Okay, I was either checking that, or I was checking the email to see if I could make up the fucking quiz that I missed, because I'm a dumbass engineering student who can't get his fucking shit together. Or I just don't feel like doing the fucking lecture, okay? So, I mean, because that's the context, and I feel like, because, like, Fish currently he didn't have, like, really the full context to that kind of situation. And, like, really, it was a thing of, like, he didn't do anything wrong with, like, teasing me, and it wasn't really a problem with him or anything like that, or with flip-flops. It truly wasn't. It's just that sometimes you just have a bad day, and sometimes it really is just hard to keep going on a bad day. You know, something like it gets difficult. So that's pretty much all I was thinking about. And you know what? It motivated me. I kid you not, okay? I don't want to use this as just motivation, okay? I don't want to use this as just motivation. I want to use this as a lesson in fucking discipline. I think this was the exact wake-up call that I needed all across my life. And I, like, genuinely. Because this one thing that led to a bunch of things was enough for me to just drop everything and say, you know what? Fuck it. If we're going to start anywhere, let's just start with getting these fucking one takes out, okay? And that's why I started doing the thumbnails, okay? I literally went to the library just so I can get the fucking thumbnails pumped out, because that was my problem, was that from episodes 3 up until now, I was lazy as shit with making the fucking thumbnails. I'm like, all right, no, absolutely not. If you want to be a fucking organized person, you're going to have to do this shit. You're going to have to do this shit. You're going to have to commit. You're going to have to put in the hard work, especially when you don't fucking feel like it. That's the type of shit that you need to be doing if you want to get to somewhere, if you want to get to the place where you want to be. If you want to get to that disciplined, that ecstatic man that people look at and they're like, what did he do in order to get to that state? If you want to get to that state, you got to start with fucking discipline. And that's what I did. That's what I fucking did. I whipped out my fucking phone. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Instagram. Do the fucking thumbnails. I got all of them done. One takes are finally coming out for y'all. Okay? It was so crazy. It was so crazy. And it was like, because I knew, and I was like, fuck. Like, I knew I fucked up. And you know what? Honestly, overall, someone asked me to rate my day through their notes. I rated it in the notes as a strong fucking 2. That was actually in quotes. Put that in quotation marks. Strong fucking 2. That was the exact wording that I used. And the only reason it wasn't a 1 is because I know in the future today is going to be a 10 out of 10. I know that in the future, God put this event in my life for me purely because he knows that I'm going to grow from it. So right now, it is a strong fucking 2. But later in the future, I'm telling you right now, this is the shit. This is the shit. This is exactly what I fucking needed to get my fucking life together. There's nothing else. There's nothing else besides that. If we want to clean up the rest of the day, well, we can go ahead and do so. But that is the main portion of the day, is that I might have fucked up my chances with this girl that I liked, and fucking I missed a quiz, and thankfully it gets dropped, but that could be the fucking deciding factor later down the road when all of the grades are getting taken into consideration. So, and it's probably going to be the easiest quiz that we had too, and I'm going to fucking miss it. And I'm going to fucking miss it. Why? Because my ass didn't check the fucking portal to see when my class was. Okay? So basically, anyways, to finish the story, to finish the day, I basically went over to the library. I started doing the one-take thumbnails, okay? And so afterwards, I had hip hop club, right? And so I was honestly debating, because I knew there was this one guy, the president of the club, who wanted to kind of talk with me, because it's actually really sweet. He's making this one song for his girlfriend that he wants to like release on like Valentine's Day and stuff like that. And so basically it is really cute. It's really cute. Pretty much what ended up happening though is because he doesn't really have like mixing experience or like recording vocal experience, that kind of stuff. What happened is he pretty much reached out to me. He reached out to me for either pointers or just to meet up during the club time. And then basically not only that, but he also asked, like kind of like if there was a day, or I kind of asked a day if there was a day we wanted to meet up so that we can do vocals. And that's actually going tomorrow, which is pretty cool. But I had a good time during hip hop club, right? It's important to note that Autumn is also in hip hop club, okay? That was the curveball. That was the be all end all. And I will say, so I ended the conversation between us with me saying, even though I don't agree that like with like everything you're saying, I do genuinely thank you for having a conversation with me, because I feel like God was speaking directly through you. That's pretty much what I said to her in the voice memo, right? And going into the club, she didn't hear it. She didn't listen to that one. She still wasn't exhibiting hate towards me though. She was still very nice. She was still very patient. And even it's almost impressive that she didn't hear the no, because it felt more like she did. It honestly really felt like she did. She was quick to forgive. She still wanted, because I mentioned the other day, right, that we were going to collab on a song. She still wants to collab on the song. And she not only, because the thing is that I was kind of struggling with like a chorus that she had in mind and that she really, really liked. She was really attached to it. And so I started kind of singing part of the chorus because I remembered it, right? I remember part of it. And she was like, kind of like a little, she was happy that I remembered it. And I was like, yeah, you know, like I kind of like, I had to like, I heard it a couple of times and stuff like that. She was happy about that, right? And so pretty much what ends up happening is that we kind of step outside, and then we basically just outside of the classroom where the club is happening. And because the thing is that with our collab, the thing that I was really struggling with was just like the beats per minute or the tempo of her chorus, because she has it for the most part, right? Where you get this kind of feel for what the tempo is. But then all of a sudden it just kind of like, it starts breaking up like kind of a little bit, right? And it just like doesn't start to align, which I mean it's a little bit harder to construct a song around that. So she showed me another one that I liked a lot. But what really stuck out to me is that she talked about how she really was like serious about, like she put her heart and soul into those. Like she literally said that she put her heart and soul to those. And I'm like, I was happy. My response in real life was like, I'm like, man, I could tell, because like genuinely it was incredible. It was incredible to hear. But I was really happy at the fact that even despite the whole, not even like just a little bit more than a quarrel, like just a debate, full on debate, even despite that, she's pretty much giving me these things and saying, hey, this is something that I really care about, and like please, like proceed with caution. And I'm like, you know what, yeah, for sure. And so I feel like we pretty much made up for the most part. I just hope that she knows that feel like we're good now. I feel like we're good. Basically, because what ended up happening was that a little soon after we were doing we do a thing in that club where we do like introductions at the end almost, so that way we're not like talking the entire duration of the club. We're like messing around for a lot of the time, and then afterwards we kind of just like, that's when we kind of like get into like the business side of it, and the business side starts with introductions, right? That's kind of like the point. And so during her introduction, there was one thing, basically she had to, everybody had to say their name, pretty much their grade, and then one thing that they're excited about. And then the thing that she said that she was excited about was collabing with me. That was like actually the thing that she talked about. And so I was like, thank you. Thank you so much. Genuinely, thank you so much for not only forgiving me, for not only being patient with me, but like the fact that after all of that, you're willing to take a song that you kind of put your heart and soul into, and you still want me to collab with you. And the fact that out of everything, you could have said so much, you could have said so many other things that you were excited about, and you chose to mention me. And I'm like, thank you, dude. Thank you. Not dude. Thank you so much. Just thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So that honestly, it was a wholesome ending to a very chaotic day. Well, I guess I'll finish it out by saying I just really hope that she knows that the feeling is mutual. If she, if she's still, if she's still kind of like, what's the word? If she's still good with me, like, I just want her to know that I'm still good with her. Like, I'm still, like, completely good with her. And honestly, after that definitely, I mean, not only did it install my hopes of just the dynamic that I had with her, but just hope in everything. It definitely made my day a lot better. It made it a lot better because I was like, fuck, did I fuck this thing up again? Because I feel like, okay, I don't know if this is, because I'm assuming that it's guys and girls. I'm assuming it probably happens to guys a little more just because guys are kind of dumber than girls on average, right? Again, not saying that all guys are dumb or that all girls are smart, but, like, on average, Basically, I was just worried that as a guy, I'm like, all right, well, welcome to another episode on How Does Jake Fumble This One, okay? Because I just gotta say, I fumbled a lot of girls across my lifetime, I have to say. I have, in fact, across these past years, a lot of years that I fumbled pretty hard. And thankfully, I don't think I fumbled yet. So we'll see how it plays out. Let's see. Basically, yeah. So after that, what ended up happening is that I was like, okay, you know what? It's time to continue this lock-in trend. And so I went to the gym. Okay, I did push day. It was a pretty successful push day, I would say personally. One thing I will say about the gym is, like, I feel like your goal at the gym, regardless of whether you had a good day or whether you had a bad day, is to walk in and act like you're having a good day. Ain't nobody at the gym. Everybody at the gym is there to fucking improve themselves. They don't want to hear somebody, oh, my day was so bad. Oh my gosh, I had to do this, and I had to do this, and I had to do a bunch of shit. We're there for the gym. We're all there to improve. I want positive vibes in the gym. And so it's only fair that I bring positive vibes to the gym, even if I didn't have the most positive day, right? And so the only other thing that's worth mentioning is that Fish kind of asked if I was doing okay. And while I was doing this video, he actually responded. So I'll probably check it after the video. But directly after that, I went home. I did my dishes, all of the dirty ones in the sink. I told my roommates, hey, can y'all clear the dishes because it's getting kind of full. And then I went directly to recording this video. And I know I got shit to do, so I just need to see what time it is. It is 10:22. Okay. You know what? It was worth it. Even if I have an assignment due tomorrow, even if I have assignments due for the rest of the week, it was worth it. It was absolutely worth going through this. Because you know what? It was a chaotic day. And it was it was maybe not entirely positive, but it is certainly one that I'm probably going to remember for a long ass fucking time. So what did we learn from today? This is the longest episode of season 4 so far. What did we learn from today? What did we learn from today? Hang on. You do a lot of things, and if you only get... Oh man, I thought that was an email from the professor. Okay. A lot of stuff happens to you sometimes, a lot of stuff. You get thrown, life just does a thing where it just throws so much shit at you at once. You got to take it piece by piece. You got to dissect every little bit. You got to say, okay, how can we tackle these tasks? What order can we go in? And then when we're done, when there's a time to reflect, how do we reflect on that to improve what we just went through? That's what you got to do. Take life one step at a time. Okay, that's my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice is that second chances are some of the most important chances that you could ever not only get, but give as well. Because I just have to say, if we lived in a world without second chances, then we would live in a world full of snap judgments. We would live in a world where nobody knows forgiveness. We would live in a world where people would just not have the heart to open up to anybody because of one bad thing that they did. You have the opportunity not only usually to have second chances, but you have the opportunity to give second chances. Don't let people exploit your second chances. That's not what I'm saying, right? Don't let people exploit your second chances, because some people never learn. But most people do. And it's important that you give people that second chance for the people who do know and can improve. Okay? That's number 2. And then number 3. Never count yourself out. Never count yourself out. That is my third one for today. Despite that entire debate with Autumn, I'm going out today still feeling like there's a chance, and I still feel like I have a shot with her. That is a win. Despite me attending the wrong section of that class, I still stayed to the end. I still did the quiz. After I fucked up, I still did everything in my power possible to try and get it corrected. If it doesn't get corrected the way I wanted it to, then so fucking be it. I fucked up. We learn. We improve. Okay? You never count yourself out. Because, we don't know how the quiz is going to turn out. We don't know if the professor is just going to be generous as fuck. We don't know what's going to happen. But what we do know is that, man, I'm really hoping there wasn't a backside to that quiz. Okay, anyways. Regardless, if that quiz does count, then it will almost be worth it if I did stay towards the end and still endured something that I didn't really have to go do because I already missed my section. But it would still be worth it in the end. I still did everything that I could. And even in the end, listen, I didn't want to go to hip hop club because of the awkward ass interaction with Autumn that I had all over Instagram today. But I still went, and I had probably, arguably, one of the greatest times that I've ever had in that club. Genuinely one of the most fun, one of the most interactive, one of the most uplifting sessions that I had in that club came from today. I almost didn't go to the gym because I wasn't feeling like it. I went anyways, and I walked out feeling fucking amazing, feeling like I could conquer the fucking world. Never count yourself out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Cut.